I literally stood up in January and thanked God out loud once I had my final eureka moment on NFTs, because I realized that everything I've done for the last 40 years of my life, collecting things, flipping them, garage sales, sports cards, Pokemon, collectible toys, selling retail wine collecting, internet, social media, like understanding human behavior, why the fashion industry works, human behavior, consumerization, communication, like when it all clicked and said, this is it. This is going to be my chapter. This is going to change my life in a much more profound way than even the last two, the 1996 Web 1, the 2005 social media Web 2. And I'm completely built on gratitude. Not, my friend, and I mean this, it's important for this show to hear this, not because the money that's associated with it, which I'm very grateful for, and understand that it brings certain nice things in life. Fuck that. It's the game. The fact that I'm able to create, like the fact that I'm in the process of creating the next Disney, the next Pokemon with VeeFriends, the game, the fact that many people who know me, who've seen me succeed for 25 years, still don't own a VeeFriend, which in essence is the way to most be involved in me. People who've asked to invest in VaynerMedia and VaynerSports that I've said no to, but still didn't buy a VeeFriend because they didn't understand the connection of the technology and how I would navigate this intellectual property. That challenge of, can this be bigger than all the biggest IPs that come in? Disney, Lucas, Marvel, Pokemon, they're all coming, right? Not to mention the incredible projects, World of Women, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Cool Cats, Crypto Striker. There's incredible other things. The challenge of making VeeFriends the single best one in the world, that fucking fires me up way more than the royalty checks of ETH I got last night on the secondary transactions of fucking VeeFriends.
Listen, I love what you're saying. But Elio, you keep warning that we may be in some kind of bubble. And when you say some kind of bubble, you kind of look at things like this, and you say to yourself, is this really worth $279,000? Is this really?
I mean, it is a gorgeous rock.
It's a gorgeous rock.
It's a gorgeous rock.
How do you differentiate between the excitement of what's going on around us and making sure that you don't buy things that are going to eventually go down to zero?
By spending money you could afford. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuli. I thought that was for me. I got excited again. But I agree with him. I think 99% of the current projects that come out in the month of July, August, and September of 2021 will go to zero. Zero.
Yeah, okay, zero.
So if you're coming in now, like a lot of our viewers, and they love the idea of getting into NFTs, they love it. And I'm not talking about NFT project tokens. I'm talking about actual NFTs. How do they start? Where do they start? How do they know what to buy?
Yeah, so this one is the question that literally is nonstop. And the beautiful thing for the last month was you could throw a dart and it would go up because we're in a rush. We're in a mania. And that is a fog, almost like a fog of war, which I believe has actually had a significant detriment on the collectible community, because what we saw was a transition from idealistic early movers like the punk community, the ape community, and people who are diamond handed because they're not here for the gains. They're here for the culture, for the actual shift in technology. And then we got a wave of a bubble essentially forming with people who are too used to immediate profits. And as soon as those immediate profits dry up, they're not going to be there. So we're going to see a cleansing, just like we see with all the markets in crypto. As soon as something becomes too easy, it overheats and then it eventually deflates. But what will survive, as Gary said, is the utility. So for me, it's been for the last 4 years, video games, and that's what it's going to be for the next few years. If I was going to pick one simple thing to focus on, just focus on the games.
But real quick on that part, I couldn't love that answer more, because what he understands is the utility nature and how much, if you love a game, you need the fucking skin. You need the points to get a better basketball jersey. I have videos in 2010 talking about my bullishness on virtual goods. Everyone's like, you're a genius. I'm like, I'm not a fucking genius. I watched people buy sheep on Farmville on Facebook. I wasn't guessing. I observed it. But what needs to be heard here is, yes, comma, and you know this, 98% of games fail. And those are the games that are launched by the biggest titles What about the thousands of things that were pitched to those EAs and Riots that they didn't even make? Well, with Block 3, with Web 3, with blockchain, like people are just going to launch those things just like everyone's launching a fucking 10,000 PFP. I'm going to say it again, and I do like the gaming thesis. I actually love it. But I want to make sure, because there's a lot of newbies in here. I'm telling you, this is going to come down to the jockey. Can he execute in creating demand? Whether that's through making an epic game that you need it. Let me just give you people are like, Gary, what's your roadmap? To fucking dominate. And let me explain what I mean by that. I'm gonna lay out my whole roadmap for you, everybody. Banter fucking nation. Here you go. Toys, video games, streetwear, cookies, fucking TV shows, movies, fucking like trading cards, collaborations. Every famous person that emerges wearing a fucking VFriend hoodie, fucking holding a patient panda. Like, I'm gonna fucking dominate. Beanie Babies, Transformers, fucking Care Bears, Rainbow Bright, Harry Potter. I'm gonna build an intellectual property that everybody on earth is gonna be obsessed with. And as they buy the toys, play the video game, watch the movies, watch the YouTube Kids show, have the biggest YouTubers in the world pimp it because they've got toys, because I fucking am helping them and they're helping me. As I fucking navigate for 20 years, everyone's going to wake up in 2029, in 2041 and say, wait a minute, that original NFT project is the fucking fossil. It's the Disney cell. It's the OG. It's the alpha. It is it. And then people are going to start fractionalizing it because there's only 10,000 of them. And people are going to that's going to be the fucking game, because I'm going to make the world give a fuck about Patient Panda. That's my roadmap. That. Not like at 50%, I'm going to do this. Like, people are fucking dreaming. I've had 25 years of fucking execution. You need to find the young executors that you think got it, or the OGs that have done it. One of the reasons I love Tom Sachs' Rocket Factory is he's already, I didn't buy Damien Hirst, but I loved it. But I bought Tom Sachs because I like a little bit more of that Andy Warhol style. Is he's already one of the most important contemporary artists in the world. People are fucking, do you see some of the price value of some of these projects that are 8 weeks old? Some of these kids that are behind it have to go out and build Pokemon to justify its valuation today. That's why people are going to be left with the bag and demolished. It's hard to build Pokemon. It's hard to build Harry Potter.